Welcome to 2019. This is the Datas in Control podcast. My name is Brian Chauvet, and I am the founder of Datas in Control. We're back. We're happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I took a little bit of time between podcasts. In case you didn't recognize the month of November and December, I didn't really record all that much podcasts. But that was because I had to do some soul searching. I wanted to find some content. I wanted to relight myself up because it's not always easy coming up with this content. And I wanted to make sure I bring to you guys my best self. So, with that being said, you can expect more regular content, more regular uploads, more podcasts from me in this 2019 season. So with that said, let's get into today's topic. Why are you here? Why are you listening? Why are you a member of the Facebook group? What is it that you're looking to do? What is it that you're looking to get out of this? I mean, you've invested time, energy, and you've invested so many different things, but why are you here? Most of the people listening to this podcast, most of the people that are here for one reason: to learn about getting better, to learn some steps or some tips on how to become a better version of yourself. But one thing I've learned over the past few years is that there's no easy pill. It's not just one simple thing that we all do to improve our life. It's a series of small things. Now, if you're thinking in terms of baseball, you're talking about the leadoff man getting on base. You're talking about the success by hitting singles, because typically the leadoff man isn't a guy that is huge and hits lots of home runs. He's a guy that you pay to get on base and to position himself so that the bigger players can come in and get some RBIs. So in life, that's very much the serum or the formula for success. The formula for success is by doing simple things every single day to improve your life. But we can't do the work for you. It takes commitment, it takes courage, it takes clarity, and it takes you. It takes you to do all of these things every single day. And this isn't something that comes easy to everyone. Let's face it. We've developed habits. If you're like me and you're 37 years old, we've developed habits over our whole life. We've created relationships with money, relationships with ourselves, relationships with lies that we tell ourselves over a long period of time. And it takes some practice, it takes some commitment, it takes some investment of time to undo all of these beliefs and all of these stories and all of this bullshit that's going on inside of our head. So I'm here today to ask you, why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? And I said that a couple of times, and I said that a couple of times because you have to know what part of you need to change. What is it about you that you don't like? What part of your life are you running on empty? What part of life are you in suffering? What part of life are you in scarcity mode? Now, those of you that have listened to the podcast, we've talked about scarcity in the past, but what part of you are you running on empty? What part of you are you hiding from? These are the areas in your life that we're going to target. These areas are the ones that you need to expose, that you need to feel comfortable talking about, that you need to be able to discover, that you need to search for. These are the areas that we're going to focus on. Because I strongly feel if you're listening to this podcast, if you're attracted to the message that we try to deliver in this podcast, that you truly do want to get some control back in your life. You want some semblance of leveling up. You want to become a better version of you for your family, for your kids, for yourself. Maybe you're not married. Maybe you're not a businessman. Maybe you're just a single guy and your life is falling apart. That's fine. We can all learn something from each other. We can learn something from these steps, these things that I've done in my life that I've implemented to help take back control. So over the next year, over this course of the podcast in this year, I'm going to talk about these things, and I'm going to get in depth, and I'm going to get vulnerable, and I'm going to share some of my journey, some of my battles, some of my daily struggles with you guys, because it's not all kitty cats and unicorns. It's not all picture perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning and I'm still evolving. And that's part of this journey, being able to admit that. We're not all perfect. And if you think you're perfect, you're fucking lying to yourself. Just like in this podcast, you're going to hear my phone ring in this very podcast, in this very episode. You're going to hear my kids bouncing around outside. You're going to hear my dog bark. I don't edit that stuff out. I don't make these edits. I don't do anything but put out the raw content. And I do that so that you guys can realize that I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be perfect. The message I'm delivering to you guys is through practice, through commitment, and through investing your time and your energy and your faith. Whoa, wait a minute. Faith. That's something we haven't talked about. Now, let's talk about this. Faith is something that you're going to have to do. You're going to have faith. And I'm not talking about religious faith. I'm talking about you're going to have to make a leap of faith in me. You're going to have to take a leap of faith in yourself, to trust yourself that you can make these change. Have some confidence. Create an inner stance within yourself so that you can make these change. You can commit to this. You can design a lifestyle that you want. Now, I have done this in the past. I've invested money and I have invested in programs and I've invested in systems. And this leap of faith is ultra important. It takes a little bit of not even confidence, but certainty that you can do this. It takes commitment on a different level. And I believe that if you're still listening to this podcast right now, that you have the ability and you have the trust in yourself to move forward and create this faith and to make this commitment to yourself. Because you deserve it. Let's face it, we've all been in areas in our life that we consider black, that we consider a scary part. We've all been through some shit, whether it's cancer, whether it's bankruptcy, whether it's losing a job, whatever it is. Maybe it's losing a parent or losing a wife or terminating a relationship. We've all been in these areas. And that fear, that feelings, those emotions are something that you have to deal with. But more importantly, that fear you're going to harness and you're going to use as energy to move forward, to create something, because you don't want to ever feel that way again. You don't want to ever look at your bank account balance and see it in the negatives. You don't want to ever wonder how you're going to pay your bills or how you're to put gas in your car or how you're going to pay your phone bill or put food on the table or wonder where you're going to live or whatever. You don't want to ever feel that empty, that hollow, that scared. Because what we're going to do, what we're going to teach you over the next year is we're going to learn how to deal with these emotions, how to teach you to confront these emotions, and we're going to hold you accountable. You are going to hold me accountable. That's right. You're going to hold me accountable. So if this is a journey that you want to take with me, press the subscribe button. Send us a review in iTunes or whatever podcast application that you're listening to this in, because that's going to help deliver this message to more people that are going to impact and going to relate with this message, that are going to benefit from hearing it. So, if you're ready to take this journey with me, let's do this together. I'm going to start podcasting and I'm going to start doing this once a week. And in moments of inspiration, you might get 2 or 3 episodes in a week. But these are going to be uncut, raw episodes. You're going to hear things. You're going to hear car signal lights. You're going to hear wipers. You're going to hear coughs. You're going to hear sneezes. You're going to hear kids laughing. That is what I want to put out, so that you know that I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to put out as much as I can for you guys. Now, the other way that you can learn more about this journey, that if you really want to commit, if you really want to be held accountable, if you really want to get some insider tips and hints, you can join our free Facebook group. You can do this by searching Dad is in Control on Facebook, or you can go to dadisincontrol.com and click the button to join the free Facebook group. It's totally free. I do some interacting in there. There's some guys in there. We're going to step up our game in the Facebook group as well. And that's it. It's that simple. Let's take this journey together. But I want you to answer one simple question for me, for yourself. Do this in a journal. Get the paper out, get the pen out, and answer this question. Why are you here? What is it that you want? And be ready to make a leap of faith with me. And that's it, guys. So until next time, have yourself an amazing day. and we'll see you on the inside of the Facebook group.